I'm not gonna lie, the hype for the newest Smash character, Challenger Pack 6, was very different from usual, because we knew it was a character from ARMS. However, at the time of recording this, today, we got the reveal that it is Min Min, and my god, is she so interesting in this game. The 81st character, around that number, and she still seems like one of the most unique characters in the whole game. So I'm excited for the next 5 characters just by how unique they're able to make the 81st character. So we're gonna predict the next 5 characters. Hi guys, DPX here, and today we'll be predicting the next 5 characters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now before we get started, you know what to do. Be sure to like this video, subscribe for turn notifications, and leave a comment, and you'll be a loyal subscriber. Now before we get started as well, I gotta say, the way I'm doing this is, it's not gonna be like a list. It's gonna be 5 characters that I think are gonna be in the game. Not characters I particularly want. I mean, I want a lot of these characters, but a lot of these I think are gonna be in the game. Just want to point that out. Now first up is a character that I actually thought was gonna kick off Fighters Pass Volume 2. I guess maybe because the character was leaked, or maybe just the character made sense to kick off the new Fighters Pass. I thought that, but I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about, so I'll just show you. Yup, Crash Bandicoot. I'll say this. A while ago, I made a list of the characters I want in Smash as DLC, and to be quite honest, I excluded Crash Bandicoot, and he's probably the most likely third-party character to be in at this point, and I would love to see him, so I'm not quite sure why I excluded him from that list, to be honest. I would personally love to see Crash, as he might be one of my favorite video game characters of all time. Activision might not be on board with having Crash in Smash, because this is Activision we are talking about, but we are able to get a Microsoft rep, a rival company. Sure, Nintendo's friends with them, but I'm sure we can get something. As for how he'd fight, his moveset's pretty much made for Smash. Take for example his little spinny move he does. That can be his down B, similar to Luigi or Dr. Mario. As for the stage, I think you gotta go with Insane Beach. Maybe you even have crates as stage hazards, but fuck stage hazards. But I'm sure you can find a cool way to implement stage hazards under the crates. Not to mention, Crash Bandicoot has a great selection of music tracks to pick from, so Crash would be an awesome pick. Especially since, you know, similar to Sonic, Crash was also kind of a rival to Mario at one point. Also, Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time. Yeah, it's about time we get Crash Bandicoot 4. Alright, now on to my next pick. I'll give you a hint. It was a character most people thought was going to be Fighter 5, and my personal most wanted character. If you guessed Dante, then you're right. Dante, like Crash, is also one of my favorite video game characters, just because of his attitude and just laid-back nature, but I also feel he has a very good chance of getting into Smash. 1, he's from Capcom, and Capcom, you know, they may already have 3 characters in the game, and 4 might be a little too much, sort of one thing against him, but that's just because Capcom has such a wide array of characters. I mean, I almost had Phoenix Wright take up not this spot, but actually another spot. But I went with a different character. You'll see later. Also, similar to Crash, Dante has a moveset that is pretty much pre-made for Smash, and can use stuff like his guns, sword, motorcycle parts, and I'd love to see how they'd incorporate his Devil Trigger. And hell, there's way more to incorporate than that. While the creator of Devil May Cry was asked about if Dante will ever be in Smash, he pretty much said that there would need to be Devil May Cry games on Nintendo consoles, in which there were none at the time. Now we got the first 3 Devil May Cry games on the Nintendo Switch, so I think that is a sign pointing towards Dante in Smash. I feel the hype for Dante potentially making it into Smash has somewhat died down a bit after everyone thought he was going to be Fighter 5, but then it turns out he wasn't. But I'm holding out hope, and also think he has a genuine chance of being in the game. I want to tell you this, next up is a character I don't particularly want, just because we have enough characters from the series already. But if there's another series already in Smash that's gonna get it, as in another character, it's this one. Yup, I think we're getting a Pokemon from Sword and Shield. Now, out of everyone here on this list, I really don't want a Sword and Shield Pokemon. Not that I have anything against Pokemon, it's just that, say what you want about Byleth, but we didn't get a brand new Fire Emblem character in the base game, unless you count Chrom, but I said brand new, so. However, we did get Incineroar. That, and I haven't played Sword and Shield, nor do I have any desire to really do so, so I don't personally connect to this want for most people. But I'm sure it's very likely. This character is probably the most likely out of everyone on this list. Maybe not specifically this character, but definitely someone from Sword and Shield. But who will it be? Well, I, again, haven't played Sword and Shield, so I'm not quite sure, but I've seen 3 names pop up quite a bit. And those are Rillaboom, Toxtricity, and Urshifu. All 3 make a lot of sense. We don't have a grass type, so Rillaboom seems cool. Toxtricity seems cool, as it's not too often we get a new electric type. And we also don't have a fighting type, so Urshifu would be very cool. I am going to rule out Toxtricity though, because we already have Pikachu and Pichu, so we don't really need a 3rd electric type despite how cool Toxtricity will be. Then that only leaves Rillaboom and Urshifu, and Rillaboom, while being unique, sure, wouldn't be too different from, say, Donkey Kong in terms of weight and technical aspects like that. So I think Urshifu is probably the most likely. Honestly, I kind of picked Urshifu over the other 2 just because I also think he seems to be the coolest one out of the 3. But we don't have a fighting type in Smash yet, so Urshifu would be a great pick in my opinion, and I think he has a great shot. The only thing going against Urshifu is I feel he was a DLC character in Pokemon. Who knows how long ago the 2nd Fighter's Pass was already chosen. Not to mention the Isle of Armor DLC that Urshifu was a part of just came out like, what, last week? Like a few days ago at the time of recording. As for the stage, I'm not quite sure. Maybe the Battle Stadium that I've seen, I don't know, I'm being lazy. I also realized I forgot to mention the stage for Devil May Cry. Maybe the residential area, that'd be pretty cool. Back to Urshifu though, if it's not Urshifu, I'm sure there will be a Pokemon from Sword and Shield. So that's probably the safest bet in this whole video. Okay, next up is a character I didn't think was too likely until I thought about it, and he seems pretty likely. Also, he has a new game coming on the Switch that really needs more information. I was kind of vague with my hints right there, but if you guessed Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes, you're right. I honestly didn't think of Travis Touchdown too much before the 5th fighter, but then Sakurai put up 3 fingers, and Travis was one of the characters that popped up for many people. You know what? Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I think Travis also has a very good chance of being in, since No More Heroes 1 and 2 are both exclusives to the Wii. Very rare do you see an M-rated third-party Nintendo exclusive. And we also have No More Heroes 3 as a Switch exclusive, hopefully coming soon. I don't know what the fuck is up with that. Oh yeah, and I guess Travis Strikes Again, but we don't talk about that one. What the fuck? Travis has some great moveset potential, like his beam katana, which would, I guess, be the closest thing to a character in the game with a lightsaber. But not only can they incorporate the beam katana, they can also incorporate wrestling moves as well. They might have to censor him a bit with his dialogue, as he is very foul-mouthed, which obviously wouldn't fly in Smash, but they were able to tone down Snake, Bayonetta, and Joker. So if they can do that, I'm sure they can tone down Travis. As for the stage, there weren't really many locations from No More Heroes that would really make a good stage for Smash, but I've seen concepts for the No More Heroes Motel as a stage, and you know what? I'm sure you can make it work. Have it be somewhat similar to the Tomodachi Life stage that's already in Smash, and that would be cool. Also, I'm telling you, go absolutely crazy with the music, please. Travis Touchdown would be an absolutely great addition to the roster, and I can't say it's out of the question. Okay, we don't know for sure, but it's very likely that this will be the final Fighters Pass for Smash Ultimate, which means Fighter 11 will most likely be the final character in a roster that's already fucking mind-blowing and nearing triple digits. And to be quite honest, I don't think we'll be getting a new Smash game after this one, at least for a while. I don't want a new Smash game for a good while, because I'm just so satisfied already with the roster we have, let alone getting 5 more characters. Sakurai has been treating Ultimate like it's the final Smash Bros. Game ever, so I think that if Fighter 11 will be the final character in the game, that should be treated like the final Smash character ever. Now, who would it be? Sora? Master Chief? Geno? I considered all 3 of them for this final spot. How I'm looking at this, though, is to expect the unexpected, and everyone's expecting a character like that to be the final character. But if we're getting a crazy, shocking pick for the final character, I don't think it'll be any of those 3, unfortunately. Call me crazy, but this is who I think has a shot at being the final character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Get over here!
Yep, I'm actually going there. Mortal Kombat to get a character in Smash, and what other character than Scorpion? I love seeing these fighting game characters in Smash like Ryu, Ken, and Terry, but if there is another fighting game that should be represented in Smash in the form of a brand new character, it's gotta be Mortal Kombat. When Ultimate came out, and if you asked me if I thought that Scorpion had even the slightest chance of being in the game, I would have said no, because it would seem off to tone down Scorpion, and I'm not sure if Nintendo would want him to be in Smash. But Mortal Kombat 11 is on the Switch, and it came out alongside the other versions of the game. So I don't think Nintendo would be opposed to the idea of having Scorpion in Smash after all. Not only that, but Ed Boon himself, the creator of Mortal Kombat, actually stated that he'd love to see a Mortal Kombat character in Smash, so he wouldn't be opposed to the idea either. Also, probably the 2 most popular fighting games right now are Smash Ultimate and Mortal Kombat 11, and Mortal Kombat 11 sold pretty well on the Switch. Now I'm sure Nintendo, Sakurai, Ed Boon, and Warner Brothers know this. However, I briefly just mentioned a huge problem against Scorpion. Warner Brothers, or WB. If Activision might not be on board with having Crash Bandicoot in Smash, as they weren't really on board with having him in PlayStation All-Stars, I'm not sure if WB would be able to budge. However, I doubt they would have the same reason to not budge as Activision did for Crash in PlayStation All-Stars. If you want to see a toned-down version of Scorpion that works, look at him in Injustice, though they might need a little more toning down from that, but it's not as bad. As for a stage, I'd say maybe the Armory, but don't just have it be a generic walk-off. They should try to do something with it, and the classic Mortal Kombat music would be awesome to include in Smash. You might not agree with this prediction, and that's just fine, because it is pretty out there, but I'm trying to expect the unexpected, and Scorpion, despite me predicting him, would be quite unexpected. So those were my predictions for the next 5 fighters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and again, expect the unexpected. I'd say Crash is quite safe, and I'd also say maybe not specifically Urshifu, but a Pokemon from Sword and Shield is also very likely. But I could be wrong about all my predictions, and that's the beauty of Smash speculation. You never know. Until Nintendo accidentally leaks a character and then Vergabin comes out and confirms it. But you get what I mean. We might not get Scorpion. In fact, the Fighters Pass can end similar to how the first Fighters Pass ended. Maybe not disappointingly, but with a character from Nintendo that's not too surprising. What I'm trying to say here, though, is, again, to expect the unexpected. I personally cannot wait for the next 5 fighters and to play Min Min. And although this is more what I think rather than what I want, if I somehow get all 5 of these predictions correct, I'll be happy with what we have. But if they don't all happen, which is more likely, that's just fine. But hey, that's just me. Thanks for watching me ramble about what characters I think are going to be next, and how you should expect the unexpected. Hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to subscribe, and I have a bunch of other stuff in the description you can follow. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.